Look at them. Vultures. Every single one of them. Victor Calloway was sitting in a dark, soundproof room, staring at a bank of monitors. On the screen was a live feed of his own funeral. He had faked his death in a boating accident 3 days ago. No body found, just an empty life jacket and a billion-dollar will waiting to be read. He did it for one reason, to prove that no one actually loved him. He wanted to see the greed in their eyes. There she is, my grieving widow, checking her watch. She's not crying, she's calculating. Victor watched his wife, Eleanor, wipe a dry eye with a handkerchief, then immediately turned to whisper to her lawyer. He watched his business partner, Julian, trying to hide a smile while drinking expensive scotch. Victor felt a dark satisfaction. He was right. They were all parasites. He reached for the microphone. He was about to turn on the speakers in the funeral hall. He was about to announce to the terrified room that he was alive and that they were all cut out of the will. But then, the heavy oak doors of the church opened, and someone walked in. No, not him. I told security to ban him. It was a man in a cheap, worn-out suit. He looked exhausted. It was Victor's son, Lucas, the son Victor had disowned 5 years ago. Victor leaned forward. He expected Lucas to spit on the coffin. He expected Lucas to laugh. But what Lucas did next didn't make Victor angry. It broke him. To understand why a man would fake his own death, you have to understand who Victor Calloway was. Victor was a titan of industry. He built Calloway Holdings from nothing. He was ruthless, brilliant, and incredibly wealthy. But wealth has a side effect: paranoia. Over the last 10 years, Victor had become convinced that everyone in his life was a transaction. If I lost every dime today, who would stay? Eleanor? She'd be on a plane to Paris before the check bounced. Julian? He'd sell my organs to the highest bidder. The paranoia ate him alive. He started testing people. He would leave fake legal documents out to see if his wife read them. He would start rumors about his health to see if his partners bought insurance on him. They always failed the test. But the biggest thorn in his side was his son, Lucas. Lucas was an artist, soft-hearted. He didn't care about stock prices. 5 years ago, Lucas had refused to join the company. Victor took it as a personal insult. If you walk out that door, Lucas, you are cut off. You hear me? Not a penny. You are dead to me. I don't want your pennies, Dad. I just wanted a father. Goodbye. That was the last time they spoke. Victor convinced himself that Lucas was just waiting for him to die so he could cash in. So, Victor devised the ultimate test. Project Lazarus. He hired a private security team. He staged a boating accident off the coast of Maine. He disappeared into a safe house equipped with surveillance gear connected directly to his estate's ballroom, where the memorial would be held. Now, it was the day of the funeral. Victor sat in his control room, a glass of whiskey in his hand. The ballroom was packed. It was the social event of the season. His wife, Eleanor, took the stage. She looked beautiful, elegant, and completely fake. Victor was a complex man. A giant. My heart is shattered into a million pieces. I don't know how I will go on without him. Victor watched the feed closely. He zoomed the camera in. Behind her back, Eleanor's hand was signaling the catering staff to bring out the champagne. She stepped off the podium and walked straight to Julian, Victor's business partner. Victor turned up the volume on the parabolic microphone he had hidden in the floral arrangements. Did the lawyer confirm the transfer? It's done. As soon as the death certificate is signed, the company is ours. We can sell off the logistics division by Monday. Good. I hated that division. And I can finally renovate this hideous house. In the safe house, furious. You plan to sell my company? You plan to gut my house? Over my dead body? Victor slammed his fist on the desk. This was it. The proof he needed. He was going to storm in there like a vengeful ghost. He was going to watch them scream. He was going to enjoy destroying them. He stood up to put on his jacket, but then he saw the doors open on screen. The room went quiet. The guests parted like the Red Sea. Lucas had arrived. Lucas looked out of place among the tuxedos and designer dresses. His suit was old. His shoes were scuffed. He looked like a man who worked with his hands. Eleanor rushed over to him, her face twisting into a sneer. "What are you doing here? You were disowned. You have no right to be here." "I'm here for my father, Eleanor, not for you." "Look, kid, if you think you're getting a cut of the inheritance, you're wasting your time. The will is ironclad. You get nothing. Zero." "I don't care about the will." Lucas walked past them. He walked straight to the large portrait of Victor that was displayed on the stage. Victor, in his control room, held his breath. He waited for the insults. He waited for Lucas to scream about how Victor was a tyrant, a bad father, a monster. Lucas stood in front of the portrait. He touched the frame gently. And then he collapsed. He didn't fall. He sank to his knees. His shoulders started to shake. A sound filled the room, a raw, guttural sob. It wasn't the polite fate crying of the socialites. It was the ugly, terrifying sound of a son who has lost his father. Watching the screen, stunned. Why is he crying? He hates me. I cut him off. Why is he crying? The room was uncomfortable. The guests shifted awkwardly. Real grief is hard to watch when everyone else is faking it. Lucas pulled a small, crumpled piece of paper from his pocket. He didn't go to the microphone. He just spoke to the picture. But the hidden microphones picked up every word. "I'm sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry I didn't call. I was too stubborn. I thought we had more time." Lucas wiped his face, but the tears kept coming. "I wanted to tell you. I tried to write you letters, but I never sent them. I wanted to tell you that you were right. You were hard on me, yes, but you made me strong. You built this whole empire from dirt, and I respected that. I respected you." Victor froze. His glass of whiskey hovered in midair. "I didn't want the money, Dad. I never did. I just wanted you to be proud of me." He pulls out a photograph from his pocket and holds it up to the portrait. "I wanted you to meet him. This is Victor, little Vic, my son. I named him after you because I wanted him to be strong like you. And now you'll never meet him, and he'll never know his grandfather." Lucas placed the photo of the baby on the small table beneath the portrait. He kissed his hand and pressed it against the image of Victor's face. "I love you, Dad. I hope you knew that. I hope you weren't lonely at the end." Lucas stood up, wiped his eyes, and turned to leave. He didn't ask for money. He didn't shout at Eleanor. He just mourned the man he loved. In the safe house, silence hung heavy in the air. Victor Calloway, the man of iron, the man who didn't trust anyone, was weeping. He slumped into his chair, burying his face in his hands. The revelation hit him like a physical blow. He had spent 10 years pushing away the only person who actually loved him. He had surrounded himself with vultures and chased away the dove. "I have a grandson. He named him Victor." He looked at the screen. Eleanor and Julian were already laughing again, pouring more champagne. They were celebrating his death. But Lucas was walking out the door, into the rain, carrying the weight of loss. Victor knew he had a choice. He could stay dead. He could disappear to an island and live in misery. Or he could fix it. Get the car. Back in the ballroom, the party was in full swing. Eleanor was holding a toast. "To Victor! May he rest in... well, may he rest." The doors slammed open. Thunder cracked outside, but the silence inside was deafening. Victor Calloway stood in the doorway. He wasn't a ghost. He was flesh and blood, and he looked furious. Eleanor dropped her glass. It shattered on the floor. "Victor! No! That's impossible! You're dead! We have the report!" "Reports can be faked, Julian, just like your loyalty, just like your tears, Eleanor." Victor walked past them. He didn't even look at them. To him, they were already gone. He walked straight to the back of the room where Lucas had paused, turning around in shock. Lucas looked like he was seeing a phantom. "Dad?" The billionaire, the tyrant, the man who never showed weakness, fell to his knees in front of his son. He wrapped his arms around Lucas's legs. "I'm sorry, Lucas. I'm so sorry." "You're alive?" "I was dead. For a long time I was dead inside, but I'm back." He looks at Lucas, tears streaming. "Take me to him. Take me to little Victor." The fallout was swift. Victor fired Julian the next morning. He divorced Eleanor and left her with nothing but the prenup she hadn't bothered to read. But Victor didn't go back to the office. He retired. He spent the rest of his years not in boardrooms, but in a small art studio, watching his grandson learn to paint. Victor Calloway faked his death to see who would cry. He found out that the only tears that mattered were the ones he had been too blind to see. Sometimes, you have to lose your life to find out what makes it worth living. What would you do if you could see your own funeral? Would you be happy with what you saw? Let me know in the comments. And if this story touched you, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.